Hi everyone, welcome to Late to the Game with Will, Mac, and me. I am me, David K. No relation to Mary. I am your host of this little program, and of course, right beside me here is Will and Mac. Thank you so much for joining me here this afternoon, I think. I'm not sure what time it is, to be honest with you. We have a few things to go over today. We have our House and Home segment, and we're also going to take a trip to 1847. Why? Because it was a heck of a year. That's why. But before we do any of that, before we go any further, I have to introduce to you the tea of the day. We have a really nice blend of green apple and ginger. Very flavorful. Very refreshing. Very nice. I like it. And coincidentally, it's the same flavor as my shampoo. Not that I eat my shampoo, of course, but it must have similar ingredients because that's what's on the label. But nonetheless, let's get into the program. Like I said, we are going to time travel all the way back to 1847. And the first thing we're going to touch on is the potato famine. A little close to home for me because we're going to go to Ireland. You know what? That's not true. I'm lying. I am not Irish. I found out a couple years ago I'm Scottish and Swedish, which sort of makes sense because I like golf and meatballs. I like meatballs, so that must be it. I actually made this delicious potato dish. I invented it. It's mashed potatoes, ground beef, some vegetables, seasoned to perfection, and just the right amount of salt. It was delicious. It was delicious. But nonetheless, Ireland, 1847, potatoes, you're not going to find them. You're not going to find them. And I love potatoes. Which is maybe why I thought I was Irish. And you're probably wondering, well, what caused the potato famine? I have no idea. I have no idea. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But as we head back a little bit closer to home, south of the border, what happened in the great US of A? Beautiful country, beautiful country. In 1847, the first stamp was issued. The first postal stamp. That's exciting. For all those stamp collectors, I guess, that didn't exist before 1847. That's for sure. I don't collect them personally. I was a hockey card, baseball card kind of guy, but there are people out there that collect stamps, and I respect that. And that was the first year they could do that. Also south of the border, a gentleman named Robert Bunsen, you can probably see where I'm going with this, invented the Bunsen burner. That's right. The Bunsen burner was invented in 1847, and it wasn't long before you could find a Bunsen burner in every high school in the world, which is pretty impressive. Also that year, James Young discovered the use of chloroform to be used as an anesthesia, if that's the right term. And it only took 1 week for it to get misused. That's right. Interesting. 1 week before someone used it with ill intent. So that happened in 1847 as well. Lastly, it was a great year for cows and chickens as the Vegetarian Society was formed at Ramsgate in Kent, England. That's right. Chickens and cows were seen all over the fields of England celebrating this new society of people who came together, about 140, to start to be vegetarians, I guess. Something along those lines. Sadly, though, 1847 was also the year of the big barn fire. So a lot of those chickens and cows burned. Anyways, that's 1847 for you. All right, we are back in the present, and we have our House and Home segment to deliver, which is an opportunity for me to talk about one of my favorite hobbies, vacuuming. That's right, vacuuming. I love it. I just enjoy it. It's my favorite house chore, and I don't really even consider it a chore, to be honest with you. But it's not the easiest word to spell. Is it double C? Is it double U? Or is it double M? Well, I believe it's W. Not W, but W. W. Yeah. Anyways, I absolutely enjoy doing it. It was invented in 1905 by an asthmatic American. That's right. So we can see his motivation, a lot of dust. I too had asthma as a child. I had one of those puffers, but not one of those puffers you see in the movies. Mine was a little bit different. You know, like in that, I think it's My Girl. I think that Kevin, the Home Alone kid, I believe, had asthma in that movie. No, he was allergic to bees. That's right, he was allergic to, no. Was he allergic to bees and had asthma? Not sure. Well, either way, he died. It was quite a sad movie, actually. Poor kid. Anyways, 1905, the vacuum is invented and sold as an electric broomstick in 1908 to Hoover. That's right, J. Edgar Hoover. And you're probably wondering, why do I enjoy it so much? I even had it listed as a hobby on my dating profile for about 1 year, in which I remained quite single. But why do I personally love vacuuming so much? I think it comes down to the fact that it's not terribly difficult to do, and things disappear when you go over top of them. I really enjoy that. But I often wonder what happens to spiders after I suck them up. I suck up a lot of spiders. So I have some spiders in my basement, so I don't really have a choice. I got to suck them up. I don't think I'm killing them because I don't like to hurt any insects typically, other than the mosquito. The mosquito, only exception to the rule. But I think they have life after I vacuum them up because there's air in the canister. So I'm thinking they can roam around there for a little while. I empty the canister into the garbage can. They can crawl out of the garbage can. Pretty confident that they might have a second chance at life even after I suck them up in the vacuum. Now, I haven't seen any spiders crawl out of my garbage can lately, but I'm pretty sure they might when I'm not looking. For all I know, they enjoy it. But ultimately, it's my favorite hobby. Feel free to share your favorite chore in the comments below. Now, to wrap up this episode, I'd like to talk about something a little bit more serious. Unfortunately, we're going to talk about toilet seats. Women require the seat to be down 100% of the time. Those aren't good odds. The average man urinates 5 times a day and defecates once. And according to Mallstall magazine, 23% of men can accurately urinate with the seat down. That's pretty good, but it's not going to be enough. It's not going to be enough because the average woman urinates 17 times a day and doesn't defecate at all. So I put all that information into a supercomputer and came up with the SDR, which is the seat down rate. And it came to 82.6%. And that's not great. But I do want to offer a little bit of hope to the men out there. My wife and I recently renovated our basement and added a 3rd bathroom. And I realized that I was the primary user. So I was able to pass a motion which allowed me to keep the toilet seat up 7 days a week until 7 p.m., which to me is a bit of a victory. So don't give up. Anyways, that's our show for today. But before I go, I'd like to make a couple of entertainment recommendations like I normally do. The first one is a television series I've been hearing about called Game of Thrones. So if you like a series about power struggles, impending doom, and fun family dynamics, I would recommend it. Check it out. And my movie recommendation is something called The Titanic. It's about a really big boat. It's a huge boat, probably the biggest boat you've ever seen. And it stars a couple up-and-comers, Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet, with a cameo from Victor Newman from Young and the Restless. Anyways, I watched it last night and I loved it. I loved it. And then let me tell you, it's a big boat. They're on a bit of a cruise, I believe. And I don't want to give too much away, though, but the water's kind of chilly. Anyways, if you get a chance, check out the movie, The Titanic. And thank you for joining Will, Mac, and me on this week's episode of Late to the Game. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye-bye.